It's Women's History Month, Tim.
Oh, God. Damn.
All of yous except for Jordan are canceled.
What? I haven't said a word.
Man,
Good job, Jordan.
All right. Is everyone ready?
No. Hold on. You haven't said a word in defense of these women? What is wrong with you?
Oh.
Good point,
Yeah,
good
you're
point,
done.
good point.
If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me.
I was eating this soup that was made by a woman, so I was just respecting
Ooh.
Forced labor?
the soup.
Not forced.
Not forced.
Wow.
How dare you
Absolutely
talk
not
about your wife like
forced.
this?
It was made from love.
I am calling the women police.
It was made for me for love.
Oh, I did not like
And
how that just
She
glitched.
shared the love by splitting it with us.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
All right. You ready to go?
This is the Always More podcast.
Hello. Hi. Hey, everybody. How we doing? It's March 13th. And welcome to the Always More podcast, where we believe there's always more room at the table for honest questions, meaningful conversations, and deeper understanding. So today on the pod, we got a lot going on. I've taken a peek at the notes, and we got a lot. So we got the public school system, okay? Whew. We got Stoats, question mark? Who knows what that is? Failure of a Frenchman, mummies, and so much more. But first, hello, it's me, your host, Harley Bean, and... So I changed the notes actually here, and I said sitting in a completely different state than me is, and we'll start with Tim, our researcher, and then y'all find your direction. Go ahead.
The artifice.
You're leaving it to us to decide who goes next?
Oh yeah, this is a free for all.
All right, popcorn.
Well, hi.
Popcorn.
I'm Tiara.
Hello.
Hi, Tiara.
Hi.
I'm Jordan.
Hi,
Hi,
Jordan.
This podcast is going to be a mess, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm Chris. What's up, y'all?
Hey, Chris.
Sounds like we're all in AA right now. Hi,
It makes me
Chris.
think of the scene in Finding Nemo.
Yes.
Bye, but no, that is not
Hi,
Finding
Bruce.
Nemo. I just said bye, buddy.
That's
from
Elf.
Elf, yeah.
No, she was
Well,
talking
you
about the
find
one
your
where
dad.
No, but talking elf.
my name's Bruce. It's been 2 years since I've had a fish.
Yes. Hi, Bruce.
Hi, Bruce. I've always wanted to do that. Not like be in AA by any means, but like,
Well,
Yeah.
there's a plan. You could definitely make your way there.
right. Yeah, it's possible.
I will tell you one thing. You don't actually have to be an alcoholic to join AA.
What?
You can just do that.
You just walk in there?
You just go to the meetings. Who's gonna
So-
I
Who's
guess
gonna know?
How will they know?
But like, what do they do?
Who's gonna know?
You're in the wrong support group. You should be in the one for pathological liars.
Well, yes, but I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Can you imagine if you released like one small tidbit of lore and everybody's just like,
That's funny.
Anyway,
okay. So we're going to go ahead and move into today's episode. I don't think it's going to be a doozy by any means. It's just going
I
to,
feel like
Not that many
everyone,
shenanigans.
everyone's going to agree on this one.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't sense much fighting. Maybe at the end. There's some really good fan questions at the end.
We'll fight then. If you're only here for the fights, fast forward to the end.
Gosh. I guess.
Real. Yeah, that works. Okay. So, fun fact, I can't hear the sound through my headphones when the tunes play. So, we're going to try and hope for the best.
You can just follow
So
my
our-
dancing. Like a
Oh,
bee.
yeah.
We can communicate by dancing like bees.
Oh,
One of us can learn ASL and we can like do the sounds for you in ASL.
How would that help if only one of us learns ASL, Tim?
I know some ASL.
Only one of us needs to do it to show Harley.
But she doesn't
Harley would
know
also
ASL.
need to know ASL.
She does. Don't you know a little bit?
I took 2 years of ASL.
And how's that working for you?
Bro, how do you not
That's
remember this?
pretty good.
In Women's History Month?
Don't try that, Tim.
No.
You're already
No.
canceled. Quit trying that. You got canceled before we even started.
So did you. Our first segment is Wreckin' Rev.
There you go.
What?
Much better.
What's that one video where it's like I can still hear his voice. Stop talking about me like I'm dead.
Brother Bear.
Yes.
This year I lost my husband, Edgar. Quick telling everyone I'm dead. Sometimes I feel like I can still hear his voice.
I forgot about that movie. Oh my god.
That's how it sounds like in my head, because obviously I've heard it so many times. So it's like there, but it's so faint. Okay. So this is obviously the part of the show where we review and recommend you some things. And yeah, they're all pretty good. To each their own.
Except for Jordan's, because he didn't write his in the notes, so we don't know what it is.
Jordan's is mid.
It might be
Definitely in
okay.
the notes.
Oh, there it is. I see it now.
Where?
He's catching up.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
stole yours.
Relax.
Wow,
Honestly,
during
At least
Women's
I was on
History
time.
Month,
At least I was on time.
everyone keeps stealing Tiara's
At
thing.
least we were on time today.
Yeah.
That's
this
tough.
is
Yeah.
true.
This is true.
We're going up.
Sorry,
in the
I
world.
was helping a small child with an emotional breakthrough in their life.
We were not
Oh,
late today.
wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
you didn't
Oh.
know that.
At work?
I just want
You didn't
everyone
ask.
listening
Yeah,
to know
Oh, okay.
that Chris was late to his own house.
I was. Look, man, you can't give colored people nothing. I was late. I'm on CPT. I was coming home.
Yeah.
Wasn't even trying to meet y'all anywhere. I was going to my house, and I was late.
Yeah. I guess it's a
He's
pass.
keeping it real.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Good.
Okay, Tim, what do you have?
There was a movie that came out last year. I just finally was able to watch it because it was released finally. It's called Poor Things. It's got Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, Willem Dafoe, and a lot of other amazing actors in it. Have you seen it, T?
No, I continue.
she just loves Mark
I just
Ruffalo.
had
so
a,
Yeah.
I just had a aha moment, but it's fine.
So the synopsis goes like this. Brought back to life by an unorthodox scientist, Willem Dafoe, a young woman, Emma Stone, runs off with a lawyer on Mark Ruffalo, whirlwind adventure across the continents. Free from the prejudices of her time, she grows steadfast in her purpose to stand for equality and liberation. It's one of those films that is like this super quirky, almost not punk rock. What's the word I'm looking for?
Alternative.
Yeah, punk, but it's called steampunk. Yeah, it's kind of like that kind of style to it, and it's very quirky. It's rated R, and it is definitely do not watch in front of children kind of movie. But the acting is fantastic. The storyline is incredibly emotional, and Emma Stone is fantastic. Like, I think this is one of her best performances ever.
Would you say it's a hard R?
I would not, because I'm not falling into that trap, my friend. So
You have learned, young Padawan.
I've learned. I've learned. But it's extremely fantastic. I highly recommend it.
All right.
Interesting.
Lovely.
It's on my list to check out for sure.
I did not know that at all.
That's a long list, but it's on there.
If you say so.
It's on my list of what not to watch. So you
Oh.
might have
Why?
convinced me. I don't know. Just like all the clips that I saw in the trailers, I was like,
Meh.
yeah. I was like, white people,
I don't
you know?
think I've actually seen a
Well,
Yeah. well,
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo and Emma Stone will do that for you.
it's actually probably a good movie for Women's History Month. I'll give you that.
I feel like all it's missing is Paul Giamatti. Is he in it?
No.
Oh, see, there you go.
Tough.
All
Okay.
right.
Who's next?
T.
T.
Me. It's my turn, and I am recommending Dune Part 2.
Hey.
Dun, dun, dun.
Fantastic.
Still haven't seen it. Saw part one.
What?
Haven't seen part two.
Okay, well, I would just like to say, for somebody who's watched both Part 1 and Part 2 and has never read the book, so did not understand anything that I was getting myself into, Part 1 was not great. But Part 2, I feel like, made up for the mediocrity of Part 1.
You didn't think
That's a
part
hot
one was
take.
great?
That's my hot take. Yeah, Part 1 was, like, cool. I think, like cinematography wise, it was like, oh, this is a really, like, they put a lot of work into this. Is awesome. But the storyline, I was so like, okay, is this really how it's going to go for the rest of these movies?
Huh.
And I wasn't into it. But then Part 2, I was like, I'm going to see it anyways because my girl Z's in it. And I was like, I got to see Zendaya. So, watched it, loved it. Definitely want to watch it again. It was fire. It was
So, you
actually
wanna know
really
something
cool.
Weird.
Yeah.
I read the books when I was a kid.
Really?
And I have so much emotional trauma throughout my life that I literally don't remember a single word of those books.
Really?
Really.
I mean, well, if the books are just like the movie, I would be confused too, and I would remember a single thing because in the movie, well, half the time they're speaking a different language. Like, I don't know, it's planet language. It's not English. I don't know.
Planet
I don't think it's
language.
an actual language. It's
No.
definitely like some sand people language, but like
If it is an actual language and you just said that though,
they're the sand, but it's the sand people that speak it. So I'm sorry if this is an actual language.
Urakanins?
Yeah, they're the sand people.
Or the Fremens. Excuse me, the Fremens.
Fremen.
The
Fremens.
Fremens. Freemen. Because
Fremen.
they're going to be free at the end of this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
If what's his bucket doesn't get billions of them killed.
Yeah. It was interesting to see. Why did I just forget his name?
Timothy Chalamet.
Nope, not that one. The other one.
Austin Butler.
Austin Butler.
It was interesting to see Austin Butler
Elvis.
as a bald bad guy because I mean,
Yeah,
even his
I
voice,
loved it.
I feel like his voice is still giving Elvis though. Like it was a creepy Elvis, but like it was still giving Elvis, and it was
Elvis is creepy. Let's be honest.
interesting. Yeah. I
Yes.
mean this. Yeah.
It,
But
it was refreshing to see that just because I've also been watching Masters of the Air, and he's like this World War II pilot, and he's super suave and super cool and just like a genuinely nice guy in the show. And then watching this, I'm like, oh,
yeah.
he's got some range.
Yeah, it was nice. It was really good. Loved it. And did you know that the other guy? I'm sorry, I don't know the characters' names. This is why you should have done this one, Tim. But the other bad guy, who's like this big blob.
Man.
Harkonnen something.
Yeah.
Him. It was so interesting. Jordan and I were reading about it. It took him 8 hours just to get into costume.
Gary Oldman.
8 hours to get into costume. That's ridiculous.
It's a big old costume.
He had a 200-pound body bag on
No
for his
CGI.
roles.
Yeah.
No CGI.
I feel like they could have done that
That's
a
crazy.
lot faster.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not just a body bag. It's also his face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's
makeup.
more,
It's
it's more
like
of that, I
Blah,
think.
blah, 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 blah.
I'm just saying, like, have you ever been in those sumo suits for like the sumo wrestling?
And are you convinced
Yeah.
that it's a real
Game.
sumo?
No, but like it takes you 20 seconds to get into one of those, and then like all they gotta do is the makeup.
Are you
and
talking about the inflatable costumes?
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
No, no,
Are you
no,
hearing the
not-
words
no.
coming out of this man's
Just
mouth
blow it
right
up.
now?
Why does it take 8 hours? Just blow it up.
Not the inflatable ones. Not the inflatable ones. The weighted ones where they look like
Yeah.
It sounds
Cushion.
painful.
It's just cushion.
Talking about?
yeah.
Weighted sumo suits?
Yeah.
How
Well,
is
they're
that?
not weighted. They're just heavy because of there's so much cushion on them.
Oh. No, I've never done those. I've always done the poofy ones. The ones. You know what I'm saying? No?
No, those are for like costumes. I'm
Yeah.
talking about the ones for like fighting on inflatable sumo wrestling rings.
No. I mean, I know what you're talking about. I've just never done it. But no.
I saw a
Florence,
TikTok of
Florence
this girl.
was cool too. Sorry, go ahead,
was.
Bean.
It was really good.
Oh, no. You keep going.
Oh, I was just gonna say
I
Florence.
thought you were
was good,
done. That's
too.
why I was like,
Well, I was just reading the synopsis on Wikipedia, and I saw Florence Pugh's name, so I wanted to give her some credit
Oh.
too, because she did a really good job.
Love Florence Pugh.
Yeah,
She's amazing.
and yeah,
Love Greg Fraser.
yeah,
Yeah.
Solid.
solid.
All right.
slay.
Arrakis.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Okay,
and-
wait. I saw a TikTok and it was really funny because this girl was like, I wanted to know why Austin Butler's character was bald in Dune. And she was like, so I read the book. And it turns out they just did that in the movie. They just made him bald.
Yeah,
Good move, though.
Yeah. And then she was like, and this is my impression of Austin in the movie. And she was like, they took my hair, mama.
oh my god,
Oh, that's good. That is
Mama.
good.
I was
stuff.
dying.
That is
It's so good.
hilarious.
that's funny.
That's funny.
Okay, that's it. Who's next?
I'll go next.
Who's next?
So my Wreck and Rev for the week is 1883. The prequel to the prequel that I talked about last time.
Oh my
Didn't you start with this
gosh.
one, right?
Oh my
Or did you start with
No.
1923?
I started with 1923.
Okay. At least you're okay.
And then he'll never watch Yellowstone.
No.
Oh,
I
my
started
Lord.
Yellowstone.
I won't.
Jordan started
I'm
Yellowstone.
on episode 2.
Is it good?
It's good.
Is it worth it?
Is it really?
Have you
though?
watched the other ones? No? Okay.
I'm on season 1.
So 1883 is obviously 40 years before 1923. And it has
Good math.
it has almost nothing to do with that storyline. Like
Oh.
the main character's family's name is Dutton in both of them, but it's not the same Duttons. Like the house that they're going to build in Yellowstone in 1883 is the one that they live in 1923, but it's not the same Dutton family. It's like his brother that found his wife and kids at some point because he dies between 1883 and 1923. So it's a different family altogether. So they're like loosely connected. But 1883 stars Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. And oh man,
Aren't they like married
what's
or
his
something?
name? From Big Lebowski.
Were they married?
And like literally every other Western. Sam Elliott.
Oh.
Sam Elliott's in this one.
Great guy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's an
Oh.
all right guy.
And on this one?
In this one, he's
Oh
a
my God,
little-
he's literally married to Faith Hill, by the way. Tim McGraw.
Tim
Faith
McGraw?
Hills are
Shut
married.
up! I was just googling it.
Yeah, they're married in real life and in the
Slay.
show.
Nice.
Love that for them.
It's pretty adorable, actually. You get to see their chemistry play out. It's pretty nice. Like if Tim
Ooh, it's
McGraw,
real chemistry.
like if Tim McGraw were an actual pioneer Western cowboy,
Nice.
like that's what they would be like. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
But it follows them as they lead a group of German-ish settlers. Like some are Germans, some are definitely Romani that were just living in Germany. They all came over on the same boat, and they're going from Texas to Oregon is where they want to go. So Sam Elliott agrees to lead them, and he hires Tim McGraw's character to take them all up there. And then the main character of the whole show is actually Tim McGraw and Faith Hill's daughter, Elsa. So you're basically just following her journey into womanhood. And I will not spoil the ending, but it is really good, really emotional. And if you want to be sad, watch that show.
Okay.
All right.
A lot of bad things happen to a lot of good people.
Oh,
Oh.
Just the way I
I
like
don't
it.
want to cry.
Tim said the way I like it. Good people
The
deserve
1800s.
awful things. So that's my Wreck and Rev. Check it
Nice.
out.
Wow.
Probably next time it'll be Yellowstone. We'll
Nice.
Yeah, right.
see. We'll see.
Oh, it's me?
Okay.
Or is it Harley?
Jordan.
Oh, it's me.
Georgian.
My Wreck and Rev is
Georgian.
Bob Marley, One Love. What did you say?
I said Georgian.
Jordan.
No, kids. That's reserved for kids. Little ones call me that. Kids call me that. Yeah, Bob Marley, One Love is a biopic, and the actor, I'm gonna try to say his name right, Kingsley Ben Adir. He did a really good job. He spent a lot of time. Me and Chris were talking about this, learning the accent and learning the culture. Coming from a Jamaican, he did a great job, and I actually learned some things that I didn't know. I had to go and ask like my family, like, wait, this happened? They're like, yeah, there's just a lot things like on the political side of things that was going on in Jamaica that I did not know. That the CIA was involved with and all these different things. Not that they tap in that in the movie, obviously, but I talked to my family and they were like, yeah, this was a real thing. And it was just really good. All around, music-wise and everything was really good.
But you didn't like his dreads, right?
No, they were too clean.
Oh.
Very clean.
It's like very, very sculpted.
Too perfect.
Jordan, could you
No maps.
describe where, like, when and where your family came?
You said when and where?
Yeah, like
Yes.
when did all this happen? Like, was it your parents or?
My grandparents got to see all this
Oh, wow.
go down. Yeah, my mom was like maybe 2 by the time that he died, because he died like 35. So my grandparents really got to see. They were there for the concert, his last concert. What happened to be the concert that kind of solved everything, the peace between Jamaica, between the two sides that were going after each other, the gangs and all that. And she was able to be there for that and his funeral.
Wow,
But yeah, they filmed the whole thing in Jamaica. It was really cool.
wow, I like
Pretty
that.
accurate.
Mm.
That's beautiful.
Very beautiful. It's
intense.
just the dreads were just too perfect for me.
I mean,
And he's in,
relatively though, his dreads were pretty clean.
They were pretty clean. But you
He's in the
gotta-
Barbie movie,
Yeah.
right?
He
Oh
is.
yeah,
He's also in Secret Invasion.
He's
Yep.
got range.
He's got some range. I'll
He's
give
very
that.
good.
Yeah.
I like that actor a lot, actually.
He's good.
very nice.
Slay.
Slay.
Slay
That's been my
your
wor-
enemies.
All right.
Harley, please.
All right, it's my turn, I think. So mine is, in fact, not a film and or TV show. It is an app for the ladies.
Ooh.
Hold on, I have to burp, I think. No, it's passed. Okay, we're
Bless
fine. Okay,
Bless you.
it's called, thank you, Stardust. And she's so cute. I love her. So, Stardust is a free cycle tracking app that integrates science, ancient wisdom, astronomy, and artificial intelligence to help you find contentment, manifest goals, and befriend your body.
Oh.
Slay. Off to a good start. So, this is what it does. And this. Wait, what's that TikTok sound where he's like, and this, you should hear this too. You know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea.
Yeah, he like turns around.
I think it's Pedro Pascal. Anyways. So it shows you how the moon phases. It shows you the moon phases and how they align with your day of like your cycle, your whole menstrual cycle. And then also the phase of your period. So there's luteal, follicular, oh crap, I forgot one of them. Obviously your period. There's a fourth one.
Mm-hmm.
It's out of my hands. It's fine. You can track your cycle with your friends. So like you can share the app and then like connect it with your besties who also get their menstrual cycle. And then you can also share it with your partner so they can tap in and check on like what part of your cycle you're, how you're doing, blah, 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 blah. Very cute. It does let you know when they check it. So you can be like, what's up?
Why you checking me?
Yeah. And there's a whole lot of options to like track your symptoms throughout the whole month, not just on your period. So that can range from like what birth control you're taking, if you took your birth control, if you didn't, the flow that you have, your feelings, your activities, any cravings that you have, your altered states. So if you've like been drinking or if you smoked or whatever you do. And then there's even like at the very bottom, like a little notes portion, which is very rare on cycle tracking apps. If you didn't know, now you know. And it's very cute. Let's see. You can adjust
like
your...
Like you can write notes
Yeah.
to yourself? Or
Yeah.
like, oh,
Write notes to your uterus.
dear uterus. You pissed me off today.
Cut the shit. You can adjust your period, which most menstrual God, Jesus Christ, which most cycle apps do not allow you to do. You can't like adjust the day that you start and the day that you finished. You can track your ovulation, change it, adjust it as needed. Ovulation is where the egg goes from the ovary.
No, I understand that. It was the part before that you said that you could start and stop whenever. Like,
Yes.
In the app.
Not your period.
Not your
Oh,
body.
like
okay.
the calendar.
Period.
This
The
app's got
calendar.
I was like, wait a
superpowers.
second.
This app allows you to
calendar.
control your own
Revolutionary.
period. You tell the app when you want to have a period, and it makes it happen.
Like
through
something
high
I must have
frequencies.
misunderstood for the longest time. Then
It uses 5G to stop your period.
It is all psychological.
Yes.
Women can just hold it in,
just
Tim.
stop it.
You just hold it in. That's wild.
And then it even tells you your cycle type, which I don't know if that's like really like a thing. But it tells you what kind of like moon witch you are. So I'm a pink moon witch. And it explains that and whatever. But there's just so much to the app, and it's really cool, and it's beautiful, and I love her, and I think other people should look into it, even if you're not into the whole like astrological and how it ties in with that or whatever. It's beautiful.
I like that
Cool
it talks
beans.
about the phases.
Ignore.
So
Sorry, cutting you off. Women's History Month. So I like that it talks about
Wow.
the phases because I've heard that the moon. It's like I was watching this TikTok and this girl was like, the moon, like if the moon is able to control the tides, why do you think it doesn't control like your flow, basically?
Yeah.
And I was like, putting it like that way, that makes like a lot of sense. Actually,
70% water. Why wouldn't it?
yeah,
affect us?
yeah, it affects our bodies and so definitely your flow.
Mhm.
So that's cool. Like very interesting to me.
I have to pee
It's
more on
beautiful.
the full moon, so yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, brother.
All right. Thanks.
All right, friends. So now that we have wrapped that up, let's go ahead and move into our next segment, which is
What did I miss?
Nice.
Very nice.
Thanks.
that was pretty slay.
Thank you.
Very.
If
Thank
I were
you.
allowed to comment, I'd say good job.
Oh, thanks for that.
Did comment.
Chris.
Okay, so this is the part of the show where we like to present to you some news that you probably didn't hear about. So, there's only 3 of us doing this. My brain just short-circuited this segment. And then Chris and Jordan have a little tidbit later. So,
Tidbit.
I will start. Mine, I found on TikTok, and then I explored further, but it's actually from last year in March, so it's been a year. But the title is, and you may have heard about this, and by that I mean just like maybe Tim, probably Chris. It's very obscure, but Peruvian police just arrested a man carrying a 600-year-old mummy around in a cooler bag.
Goodness.
I did hear about that, but I didn't like that you pointed out that I probably heard about it because it's obscure. Felt a little attacked.
You both know the most random news ever, and I'm not sure how you get it.
You don't
This is
worry
true.
about my news sources.
Period. I won't.
Wouldn't you like
Okay.
to know, weather boy?
So, Julio Cesar Bermejo referred to the mummy as his spiritual girlfriend and said it had been in his family for at least 30 years. So, on February 25th, 2023, police approached 3 men in a park in Peru. They had been drinking, and police conducted a routine search of their belongings. It was during this search that authorities made a startling discovery. One of the men had a centuries-old mummy in his cooler bag, the same bag he had previously used to deliver food to people in the area. So I don't know if this will go into it, but the bag that he had is like the same kind of cooler bags that like DoorDash uses.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I don't remember exactly what the name of their DoorDash is, but it's pretty much the same company. Just one is like, in South America, and then the other one's in North America.
Right.
So the man, 26-year-old Julio, told police that the mummy was his spiritual girlfriend and that he had named her Juanita.
Juanita.
Juanita. When asked how he came into possession of Juanita, Bermejo stated that the mummy had been in the family for 30 years. Per Daily Mail, Bermejo's father paid around $500 for the mummy decades ago, and Bermejo kept it in a box next to his TV. In fact, the young man had a strong bond with Juanita. At
I
home,
don't like where this is going.
Yeah.
nobody does. At home, she's in my room. She sleeps with me. I take care of her, Bermejo said in a video clip featured on Al Jazeera. The day authorities caught Bermejo, he placed the mummy into his delivery bag to show her off to his friends. Oh, I kind of said that weird. The day that authorities had caught him, he brought her along. Upon discovering the mummy, authorities arrested him, obviously, for possible crimes against Peru's cultural heritage.
For possible crimes.
Possible.
I don't know what you're doing, but I don't like it, and I want it to stop.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that translates to.
Literally.
The preserved corpse was then handed over to the country's Ministry of Culture. Experts soon determined that Juanita is actually Juan.
Kinky.
Oh.
Well,
According to
good
the
for him.
Ministry of... No, yeah, to each their own. You know what I mean? According to the Ministry of
Scary.
Culture, the pre-Hispanic mummy... Pre-Hispanic, I assume, is before
Hispaniola.
colonization.
Yes.
Spaniards.
Slay. Mummy was a mummified adult male individual, presumably from the eastern area of Puno, a region in the southern Peruvian Andes. Further testing revealed that the mummy was roughly 45 years old at the time of his death, and stood just under 5 feet tall.
Wow.
I'm sorry. This man was just carrying around a 4'10" male, 45-year-old man.
Are you for real?
Juanita.
Two tickets for Star Wars, please. Thank you very much.
Yo. Don't ask
Oh, what's in the
questions.
cooler? Don't worry about it.
Just beer.
Just beer.
Stuff and things.
Researchers found that the mummy was between 600 and 800 years old and most likely lived during the age of the Inca Empire, given the details of his mummification, according to Al Jazeera. Authorities found the mummy wrapped in bandages and in a fetal position, both of which were typical of pre-Hispanic burial practices in the area.
Wow.
Well,
Good to know.
So, mummification was common in Peru before the region was colonized, and it was even a key component of holidays and celebrations. So while many mummies were buried, others were put on display during festivals. It's possible that Juan was one of the mummies used for these festivities, which would better explain how Bermejo's family came to possess him.
wow.
So,
what a cool family heirloom.
yeah.
It's somebody
Let's see
else's
if I can quickly
family.
find.
He bought it.
Yeah, it says like, regardless of the mummy's past, Bermejo could face serious charges
Well, yeah.
relating to the violations of Peru's cultural heritage laws.
Jeez.
They took possession of the mummy. The Ministry of Culture took possession of the mummy with the aim of protecting and preserving Peruvian heritage. And that's really it. And I think when I saw the TikTok, there was an update saying that he is, in fact, in a museum and, like, you know, preserved and whatever.
One?
So,
Yes,
Juan.
one.
Wow.
not Bermejo. Yeah.
He's in jail. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
I'm looking for an update right now.
We got to know.
Yeah, it doesn't say in this article if he did end up in jail or not. He could face punishments ranging from fines to prison time.
Wow.
Mummies.
He for sure needs to pay something. Like
Oh, yeah.
you don't just get away with that.
Yeah.
It's like something has to happen. I don't know what, but something.
And I don't like the fact that he was just like, here's my mummy.
A little too casual.
Yeah. Hey, guys, you're not going to believe this. Here's my mummy in this DoorDash cooler bag.
Same.
I imagine they're like arresting him after finding it. He's just like, why? What do you mean, why?
That's my
mummy.
girlfriend.
Oh, man.
Yikes.
Okay. That's all I have. Tim, what you got?
All right, guys. Richard, and he's French, so I'm going to say Plaudes. He is a Frenchman, and he spent the last 8 years, guys, this is a long time, painstakingly piecing together 706,900 matchsticks to make a 23.6-foot model of the Eiffel Tower, easily beating the existing world record by 2 feet.
Slay.
Okay, no one else was impressed? No? Okay.
No,
Wow.
no,
Okay.
no.
Well, that's
I'm
good.
not impressed.
Well,
Some
that's actually
people have too much time.
Yeah.
well. It turns out here's where the story gets a little funny. He says last week the Guinness Book of World Records has bad news for him. He used the wrong type of matchsticks to qualify for a record because they weren't commercially available.
What?
8 fucking years.
Can you imagine the rage?
I'm burning this Eiffel Tower down, and then I'm doing the real one.
That's pure rage.
The Guinness Book judges have delivered their verdict without actually seeing my tower in real life, he wrote on Facebook. Plod, a council worker for a local authority, said the Guinness told him the matches must be available commercially and can't be cut, disassembled, or disoriented disordered beyond recognition. As the matchsticks were not commercially available and were not recognized as matchsticks, the attempt has been disqualified, and that was their official ruling. He said. He was quite upset. He put in all caps, big delusion, disappointment, and incomprehension. They tell me that the 706,900 rod sticks one by one were not matches, and they are too cut to the point of being unrecognizable, he wrote. Clearly, the English are different, he said, the London-based Guinness. He ended his message, no offense to the English. And
He put this on Facebook.
Yes.
My man was red hot mad. He
Not
was
the
ready.
Facebook.
He was ready for World War III over this tower.
Bro.
7 years war all over again.
How old is he? Does it say at all?
No, I mean at least 8.
My man,
Yes.
my man was ready to take a ship across the Atlantic to Canada to recruit some Native Americans to fight the British one more time.
I know.
That is wild.
He said, "Fuck you
I-
and your navy."
He, in the French sense, he kind of tried to reinvent the wheel, but he tried to reinvent the Eiffel Tower,
But isn't it like just
and it
so-
went wrong.
This is just such the most French story ever. It's like
Yeah.
a Frenchman does something that no one really cares about, but to impress the most amount of French people, and the British people are like, no, no.
Sorry,
I've
buddy.
seen better.
It's just a Europe story. It's full circle. You know what I'm saying?
I am surprised they didn't give him a different record though, where they're like
Most amount of time spent.
most amount of time wasted trying to
should've.
impress us. That should be a record. Most amount of time wasted trying to impress us, the Guinness people.
The Guinness people.
Well,
Bro, that
That's crazy.
sucks.
yeah.
That sucks.
Sorry, Plod.
I just imagine him seeing it and then being like, "Sacre-bleu." Oh no!
Why is it okay to be racist? against
Oui, oui,
people?
baguette.
Colonizers, we're okay.
Oh, they're racist.
Is it race? They're not. What is their race?
White.
French?
Yeah, it's just white.
They're white. Their
white
nationality is
people.
French. So why is it okay to be nationalitist?
Because they're colonizers. They're oppressors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can't be racist against the people in power.
There you go.
And that's why we should take down Guinness.
That took a left turn.
Revolt!
Revolt.
For too long have they held our records.
Okay. That was pretty good. That's
Thanks. Short and
Yeah.
simple, but
Tragic.
I thought it was such a French story,
Fun fact, my uncle is in the Guinness Book of World Records.
For?
Longest
Really?
drum solo. It was like back in the 90s, I think.
Oh.
But
That's
it was
dope.
like for 3 days straight, he played a drum solo where they gave him like time to eat and like use the bathroom and stuff, but then he would have to come back and get right back into it. It was like 3 or 4 days or something like that.
That's crazy.
what? Has it been beaten by anybody else?
I'm sure it has by now. It was like in the 90s.
Yeah, but I can't fathom going longer than like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
You
You are
obviously
not a
underestimate like just the will for people have just to break the most pointless records.
That's true. That is true.
Jeez.
Good point. Good point. Okay. Tiara.
Okay. Well, mine's not as cool as y'all's. Like y'all's is pretty weird, and the French story was pretty funny. But
We haven't
mine-
heard yours yet.
Okay, well, I think it's not funny. But
Guinness will be the judge of that.
okay, so 2 flight passengers were shocked to meet each other when they saw they looked the same, and they even had the same name. The 2 men, both named Mark Garland, found themselves in a puzzling scenario when they encountered each other on a flight to how you say that? Bangkok?
Bangkok?
Bangkok.
Thailand. It's Thailand. The
Slay.
unlikely situation unfolded at Heathrow Terminal 2 as a 58-year-old Mark Garland was checking into his flight. To his surprise, airport staff informed him that he had already checked in. After a 40-minute confusion, it was revealed that there were 2 Mark Garlands booked in the same flight, and the check-in employee did not cross-reference the booking number and checked in his lookalike instead.
Oh, first and last name.
Mark Garland, spelled exact same.
And they look
And
the
they're
same.
doppelgangers.
That's weird.
Yeah, they look the same.
That just
What
feeds
is their
into
age
my,
the same?
like, my theories of universe collision and things like that.
Stop. That the multiverse is mixing.
Yep.
Incursions.
Mm.
Scary. Mark said, I stood at the check-in
Wait,
counter for
which
40 minutes. What?
The one with the problem checking in.
What was the problem?
The one with the problem stood at the check-in counter for 40 minutes while they tried to work out the problem. We had to go to the boarding gate early to identify our cases. And it was even weirder because they sat next to each other.
I mean, well, like what a small universe. Like,
What are the odds? What a small multiverse.
What-
Small world.
Well, I mean, not only do they have the same names,
But they're doppelgangers.
and they just so happen to be going to the same place at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Can you
Sitting next to
imagine,
each
like,
other.
when he walked up to, like, get checked in? The people are like, dude, we just saw you.
You already been to the bar? He's like,
Why aren't you on the plane?
I honestly feel like most people
Wait.
would just think they're twins.
Wait, it gets weirder, guys. I just kept reading. Both men are single fathers with 4 children each.
whoa.
They're both single fathers and they both have 4 kids.
No way.
Please tell me at least one of those kids are named the same.
No,
That would be awesome.
no.
And then it'll be Junior.
They bonded over their shared experiences
go.
and sheer improbability for their encounter. That's crazy.
Wild.
Do they work in the same place? I mean, no, that wouldn't make sense. Do they do the same job?
No, it doesn't say.
That'd be crazy. They're both doctors.
Yeah, I'm
They're
wondering
both
if they're the
doctors
same
at the
age.
same hospital, and the chief of medicine and chief of staff just thought he was like an overworked person.
I know.
I haven't gotten paid this month.
So he just wants us to split his double paycheck into 2 separate bank accounts. That makes sense. He's here 7 days a week. He's just a workaholic. No
Oh
wonder
my
he's
gosh.
only a single father.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's crazy.
Fun story.
Yeah.
Nice. What a
Can
fun
you
little
show
world.
us a photo of them? Is there a photo of?
Yeah. They're 2 bald guys. Hey.
They're both bald.
They're bald-headed.
Bald. Bald.
There you go.
Oh.
One's 58 and one's 62.
Is a height difference.
Yeah, that's probably the only
Wait,
thing.
what's the math on that?
Honestly.
4 years apart.
Yeah.
4.
Were they born
Let me
on a
get that
leap
faux
year?
for faux.
Really, what?
Were they born on a leap year?
Doesn't say.
That would be wild.
That would be crazy.
If it was like they were born on a leap year and like leap day of the leap year, that's insane.
That's multiverse. For sure.
That's how you know.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Crazy.
That's insane. All right, friends. Well, that kind of wraps up our opening bits,
Woo.
tidbits,
bits.
stuff.
Stuff.
Where are you going
stuff.
with that?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
I don't want to know either.
We're gonna go ahead, take a little break, take a little skosh, little break, and we'll be back.
Thank you all for listening to our podcast. Be sure to subscribe and leave a rating on your favorite podcast platform and YouTube. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at AlwaysMorePod.
If you'd like to ask us a question for us to answer on the pod, you can email us at alwaysmorepodcast@gmail.com, or you can call us on our Always More hotline and leave a voicemail question at 254-218-4042.
You can also follow all of our social medias individually and as the Always More podcast. Thanks for listening. Let's get back to it.
This is my jam. Okay. Welcome back, friends.
Hey.
I'm crying. We are gonna go ahead. This topic is making me cry. Not
Already?
As well it
anything
should.
else. Not
As it
anything
should.
else. Yeah. Our head researcher here on the pod. He doesn't get paid for it, but
That's not true.
he's the guy.
He has previously been paid for it. Kinda.
No.
He's been laid off.
Yeah.
There were some cutbacks. We were downsizing.
Nobody gets paid.
Your department's been exported.
All right.
Exported.
Okay, I do have just a small amount of research, and then I figured we can talk about. So today's topic is education, like just in general. Like we're talking about
Education.
education.
Get you some learning.
We're diving into just a small little segment about some world matters, but then later I thought we would just have fun with it and talk about our own like upbringing with education, because we're just 5 Americans here with 5 different perspectives, and I'm sure we all got our own little stories, so I thought that'd be interesting. But I want to share, if this is from an article, I forgot to write down who it's from. But every 3 years in the worldwide education systems, the OECD conducts PISA, P-I-S-A, to test the critical thinking of 15-year-olds in math, science, and reading in over 65 countries that make up 90% of the world's economies. What is PICA? Programs for International...
PISA.
Oh, PISA, excuse me. Program for International Student Assessment is a global program whereabouts around 600,000 15-year students from different countries are put under a 2-hour test to gauge their skills and knowledge, mainly in science, reading, and mathematics. PISA test questions don't gauge memorization of facts, but demands that students draw on real-world problem-solving skills and knowledge. So, since a high ranking on PISA corresponds to economic success, researchers have concluded that PISA is one of the indicators of whether school systems are preparing students for the 21st century global knowledge economy. So, it's kind of like a good indicator of, where your country is going to end up in the next few years. And so, they've been doing it for a while. And I found the results from the most recent recordings from 2018. And so I thought I'd like to play a game with everyone. It's not a hard game. Don't look at the notes. Don't cheat. But we're going to play. It's 2 games in one. It's called Who's Number One and Where's the U.S. Ranked? You ready for it?
You look at the U.S. ranking.
I'm always ready for it.
You try to guess the so you'll guess which one. I'll give you multiple choice of which one you think is number one, and then you guess which place do you think the U.S. is. And so just think about all the countries in the world. All right. So in math, who do you think is number one? Singapore, Canada, South Korea, or Australia?
Ooh,
Singapore.
Singapore.
I'll say Singapore or South Korea.
Okay, and that's the first thing. And then where do you think the U.S. lands?
Not
Very low.
one.
Wait, this is science? No,
this is
math.
Math.
How many countries
Very
are
low.
they testing?
I was gonna say we're probably
A lot.
last.
I would say at least 50.
I would put us closer to 50. I wouldn't say last.
We're like 30s,
Like
40s.
I would say 30.
I would say 40.
Like mid-30s.
40.
Give me a number.
40.
35.
34. Cut you down by 1. This price is right.
30.
Oh my God! Wait, why is everybody so okay? Yeah, have faith in America. I said 40. Let's say 31.
Okay, so to answer the first question, it is Singapore. They have the highest rating for math. Then the U.S. ranks in 34th.
Shut up!
Wow.
Shut
I
up!
was just trying to beat Jordan.
Wow. Dang, I should have said 34. You
I was right. What's up?
Why did you say 35 and not 34? Like it was just.
It's just 35.
It's just
Just 35.
I said
35.
He just picked a number and went with it.
That's crazy.
Whatever he picked, I would have gone 1 lower.
All right, guys.
I guess I would have been 1 higher.
Yeah.
I meant to say 36, so I'm glad I said 34.
Wow.
It worked out.
All right, now it's science. Who got first? Is it Japan, Singapore again, UK, or Slovenia?
Japan.
Japan.
Slovenia?
Yeah.
Sure.
All these ones that I mentioned are ranked high. So it's not like they're just like random things. They're all pretty high.
I just didn't know that was a country.
Yeah, same.
But now
was
I
kinda
have
like,
my faith in them.
Okay, Slovenians.
They deserve everything I have to give.
what was it again? You said Japan. What?
Japan, Singapore, the UK, or Slovenia.
I'm gonna say Singapore again. Why not?
Okay. Everyone answer that one? And where do we think the U.S. lands?
Child. In
I'm
science.
going to stick with like 30s.
32.
21.
Never mind. 22.
21, 25. You said
Really,
22.
guys?
All right. The correct answer for the first one is Singapore. Once
Yeah.
again, coming in number one. And then the U.S. ranks in 16th.
What?
A little better.
I was a.
Whoa.
No,
America.
wait, you said 21?
I did.
You were close.
You said 22.
Closest.
Yeah, he was close.
I ain't got no faith in this country. I said 30. I said 30.
We're
What?
done.
31?
All right. And then the last one, reading. We have China, Singapore, Estonia, or South Korea.
What subject is this again?
Reading.
Reading. I say China.
South Korea.
I think probably China, honestly.
What was the Tonia one? What is
Estonia.
that? Estonia?
Yeah.
Let's do them. I vote them.
All right. And where do we go for U.S.?
Are we
Go ahead,
higher or
Jordan.
lower?
No. it's
Go ahead,
cheating.
Jordan.
I'm trying to think.
21. 21.
40.
Jeez.
I feel like I feel like with as much writing as the U.S. does, we have to
Yes.
be good at reading at least, right?
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna
That's
go
what I'm
with-
thinking.
I mean,
Can I?
I
We
just
got
wanted to
Dolly
go deep,
Parton's
'cause we were pretty
Imagination
high.
Library.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dolly
We're at-
Parton
We got
in
Reading
the
Rainbow,
States,
y'all.
34
Reading
I'll do
Rainbow,
12.
LeVar Burton, like no.
Okay, fine. I
I'm
changed
saying
my
top
answer.
10. We're top 10 reading.
I will say 12.
I'm saying top 10 reading.
I say 12
give me a
as well.
number.
Number
12.
10. I'm
12.
saying 10.
10.
12.
21.
Harley, what was your final one?
12, like Jordan.
Okay. To answer, we have a three-peat. Singapore. They're just the best in all of them.
Wow.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I'm moving to Singapore.
I thought it
I
was
know.
China.
Facts.
I would have thought it was China.
And to round off the U.S., where did they rank? It is 9th place.
Oh.
Thank
Wow.
you, Dolly Parton.
Good job. Reading
That is
Rainbow.
because of our queen and savior, Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton saved us
Just
all.
her. She's
We're
carrying
on
it.
9 to 5.
Come on.
Anyway,
Well, that
Wow.
was fun.
How old is
I'm glad I
Ellie?
changed
How
my
old are your
answer.
children?
Ellie is 4.
Arya is 6 and Jim is 5.
You should look up in the local library if there's a Dolly Parton Imagination Library thing
Mm.
that they partner with.
Okay.
Because then you can get free books until they turn 5 years old.
I will tell Janelle
wow.
to do so.
I don't know if Texas has it or like that area, but
It's nationwide. as far
library's
as
got
I'm
it.
Aware.
they
It's
have to
really
like
cute.
opt in or something.
Yeah, you
like
have to write a letter to Dolly Parton and ask for a book, and she just gives you books.
She's
Yeah.
amazing.
Love Dolly Parton.
I didn't know she did that.
Technically, Dolly Parton, with all of the stuff that she runs, should be a billionaire.
Yeah.
Between like her makeup lines and clothing lines and everything,
Dolly
like all
World.
her music, her movies stuff, her Dolly World. Yes, she should be a billionaire, but she gives away so much of her money that she's only a millionaire.
That's amazing, actually.
That's really good.
beautiful woman.
I love her.
I love her too.
I've seen her in person one time.
What?
You did? And you didn't
Missouri.
tell me? That's crazy. You
She
think
had
if
a
we
show.
invited Dolly to our
It's like,
wedding,
I don't
she'd
want to
show up?
brag.
No, but she'd probably send a gift.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just
we
send
should
an
Send
invite.
Dolly a wedding
You guys know,
invite.
honestly, y'all should send like invites to just rich people, like CEOs.
You
and
never
stuff.
know.
There was one time though, this couple in England invited the Queen, just hoping to get a gift, and she actually showed up to their wedding.
Oh my
there, was
God.
there were memes about it and everything. It's like, ma'am, this is a security risk. I'm going. We can't let you go, Your Highness.
Did you see
I
this
want cake.
letter?
I want cake.
You're just like, I want
Anthrax.
cake.
We can't go.
That is funny.
That's crazy. Go Singapore.
Go Singapore.
Go Singapore.
And we're over here interrogating the TikTok CEO. Like, have you ever been affiliated with the Chinese Communist Party?
Literally.
They don't understand. It's a separate country.
Yeah.
And this is why we are 34th.
It's
Yes.
no, it's like that scene in
math.
King of the Hill. Are you Chinese or Japanese? I'm from Laosia. Is that in China or Japan?
Good stuff.
That's funny.
So bad. Okay, Slay.
Slay.
Well, thank you, Tim, for that little tidbit.
Yeah.
Yay,
Um,
Tim.
let's have a couple seconds to reflect on what that means for us as people who live in the United States.
We are fucked.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I will be honest. There is a lot of articles out there because I was researching a little bit about like where do we fall behind. And public education does fall behind a lot with most countries. However, as education goes in general, U.S. is very highly ranked, like top 5 usually, just because of what we have to offer. Not necessarily with public school systems, and of course that varies between state to state and city to city, just because of the way it's set up in this country. But from what I discovered, for as a general purpose of what we have to offer, we are one of the higher rankings just based on opportunity. So that being said, what we saw here is a good indicator with the public school system of how we're doing, just bringing up Americans, if that makes sense.
Well, we can read.
We can read.
Oh, show.
Barely.
We can read.
Barely.
These
top
kids
10.
today, though,
Yeah.
we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get into some kind of, they're not like really questions, but more so like little subjects and whatever, and we will give our opinions, input, etc. So, first thing, what is your favorite school subject in school, and what was your least favorite school subject?
Like all through our school years.
Or just like overall.
Yeah.
I mean, try not to go
Overall.
through every grade, but
No, I mean, like-
generalization, Chris. Why are you making this so much harder than it has to be?
that's what I mean. Like, are you wanting a generalization or are you wanting like a specific year?
No, just-
Generalization.
Okay. Weirdly enough, I liked math.
oh.
Like,
Oh, brother.
I love math. I'm right there with you.
I was good at it.
Yeah.
And I like things that I'm good at
100%.
inherently. Like, if I can stun on some people that like aren't good at math and I am, like, I
Yeah.
like it.
100%.
I like making other people feel dumb. That's why I
Good
liked
God.
physics so much, because it was science and math together. I was really good at it, and I made my professor feel dumb. And that's like chef's kiss. Like, it was delicious.
Mm.
Hated
Go
Mr.
off.
Ingram.
What's your least favorite?
My least favorite, also physics, because I hated Mr. Ingram. No, least favorite subjects, history.
Damn.
Well, this is about to take a turn.
I know. I'm sorry, no. And I only say that, like, I also enjoyed history. It was just not as fun to
Yeah.
memorize facts as it was to be able to, like, create something or to, like, yeah,
Come to a solution.
yeah.
Yeah. I get that.
To counter Chris here, I guess I'll start off by saying my least favorite was math growing up. I was not good at it, so it was hard for me. I did have one good year randomly in college algebra that I actually had a good year with it, and
This is where I shine.
well, like
Waited
actually,
this moment your whole life.
I was like, I had actually finally had like a good professor who knew how to teach it well, or at least the way I could understand it.
Yes.
And so I was like, okay, I can get. I barely passed, but I still passed.
All my life I had to fight.
But growing up, history and geography, those are always my jams. I always appreciate the storytelling that you can do in history and the interpretation that usually goes into it. It's not black and white. It's not just remembering facts. It's also interpreting them for today.
Wow.
That's good.
That's beautiful.
That is beautiful. It's poetic.
Go
actually.
off, girl queen, pussy boss.
You did remind me, though, that I hated geography.
Mm.
And it's evident in my life now.
Oh,
Geography
retweet.
is not my strong suit.
You know what we should do, Chris? You and I should play some geography games.
You know what we should do, Tim? You and I should play some math games. How about that?
Well, I mean on TikTok, like those ones that I play.
Multiplication
Yeah, no, I-
tables.
Cool math.
Let's also do some math fast facts fluency. Let's see how you are in that.
This makes me anxious for you.
Can you do quadratic equations?
No,
All right, then.
Can you?
but
still?
I know where Honduras is.
Oh. Oh.
I also know where Honduras is. All right?
All right.
I've been there. Have you ever left your little area
Mom, come pick me up. I'm scared.
That's all I gotta
Okay.
say. Y'all take it away from
Next.
there.
My least favorite growing up was math until I had a teacher that taught it a certain way and made me understand. And then it was my favorite because that's what I was best at. And that didn't switch for me until I got to high school, so freshman year.
Who's your teacher?
Miss Bailey.
Hey,
What the
Miss
world?
Bailey.
Legit, her name. We had the same last name.
Yo, mama.
Yeah. My lost mother.
I know who that was.
Yeah, she was great. Then from there, I joined like all the hard classes, PAP and all that, and I succeeded somehow. History was my least favorite.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's like you
Sleep.
and I are the same.
Sleep.
We're different,
Mhm.
but still same.
Yep.
That's
Well, here to switch it up a little bit. My favorite was ELA, aka English Language Arts. That was my favorite, and I don't know why. And my least favorite is math. Still is. Not good at it. Hate it. Trash. That's about it.
Trash.
Yeah. Mine was history.
Hey, let's go. You history major.
Just because I love trivia,
Oh yeah.
and that's just a huge thing that I associate with like history and facts and stuff. And then I loved getting older and learning like real history. And
Yeah, it's kind of scary though.
not that I loved sitting with the uncomfortable, like how uncomfortable it made me, but I could appreciate sitting in the uncomfort.
Right.
Does that make sense? The uncomfortable.
Yeah. There's so much history that there's like a shame in it too. Like oh, this is my heritage based on where I'm from and where I live, and it's like so you're grappling with that and learning how to move forward with it, and it's
And it was cool that I got to do that at such a young age because other people don't, you know? And then my least favorite was math growing up until like also high school.
Who was your teacher?
And then it was like my sophomore year, and it was my algebra teacher, my algebra 2 teacher. And for some reason, it just like clicked. Like things made sense on the paper. And I was like, what?
It's hard to explain.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was like, why did this never make sense before? I
Right.
saw a TikTok recently about some people talking about how like learning growing up when you're like neurodivergent and stuff, like having to sit down and doing the controlled learning, your brain won't get it until like, you know, it just clicks one day. Or it's like something that's actually interesting to you.
Yeah.
And I guess algebra 2 was interesting.
Yeah.
Not algebra 1, algebra 2. And then from there on, I was really good at like just like basic math, I guess. Everything worked out nicely. I also want to say like I also really loved English up until a point where it was just like, this is really hard. Like
It's a very sudden
I
switch.
felt
Yeah.
yeah, and it was like I would be like, they'd be like, annotate this, analyze this, and then I'd be like, are the words not what they're saying? Like, what do you mean there's more here?
What do you mean?
What
Why
I'm
are the
reading.
curtains blue? They bought blue curtains. Like, what-
Exactly.
What
Like,
else do you
what do you
want me to
want?
say?
and then like when somebody had explained it to me, and then I was like, oh yeah, that is cool. But I would not have gotten that off the bat. Like, nope. And then obviously science was cool because science, like, come on.
Science
rules. Yeah.
Bill,
like,
Bill,
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 Bill, the science guy.
Nah, this science
Bill,
guy.
Bill. But then in 5th grade, I had a science teacher, and he was so mean and evil
Oh.
that like
I feel like
drove
they
me
all were.
out of like enjoying science, and then it felt like I never got it again. Especially chemistry. Oh,
Chemistry.
Oh my
Chemistry
gosh.
killed me.
good
My
high
heavens.
chemistry
school.
teacher was so rude
To be
too.
honest with you
Mine
guys,
too.
chemistry was my worst subject.
Oh my
I
god.
had a 93.
I jammed with
Oh
it.
my god.
Oh,
Chemistry
God.
was
I can't
so
with you
bad.
right
Get
now.
him out of here. Get him out of here.
It was
Okay.
the least amount of math.
I'm trying to relate with you guys. I literally loved everything about school. I loved education so much.
I don't relate to that sentiment.
At all.
Sorry, guys.
It's cool though.
Okay.
I'm what you would call a cool nerd.
All right.
Awkward
then.
silence.
Anyways.
Good to
Okay,
know you all
next.
believe in me.
School today. How is it different from when we were in school? So we're going to let the senior citizens go first.
Wow.
Come on, Grandpa. Come on, Grandpa.
Senior citizen.
I did hear someone say this morning, actually, randomly, we were talking about something and like how cursive is no longer taught.
Yeah, that's old news.
Well, it's just interesting. Like, I mean, where did that line,
That's old news.
start and stop? Like when did that happen? Because I don't actually know.
When they realized that cursive was not a necessity.
I know that, but it's just an interesting point. Like, did y'all have cursive? Like, did y'all have to do
Yes.
cursive in school?
Yes.
Yeah.
I learned it for like a week in second grade
Okay.
and never touched base ever again.
So you couldn't like write me a small letter in cursive?
Nope. I have a signature,
could, but can
and
you
that's all I
read it?
got.
I'm sure I could probably read that better than your normal handwriting.
Wow.
I don't know. I feel like
What's the point of cursive though?
in
Like,
Kansas.
why,
we-
why is
Exactly.
that?
There's
Kansas,
really
we took it
no-
seriously.
What's the point of it?
Purpose.
I mean, it's just a different style of writing, but like it was adopted and like it phased out, but like they still wanted to hold on to some older like version of it. that we had.
Traditionalism.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's all it was.
Mm.
Blah, blah.
I remember like I had to write in those cursive books like
Yep.
Yes.
over and
Yep.
over and over and over
Yes.
again.
Oh.
The same letter.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The M's and the N's always threw me off.
Same.
Yep. Because they don't make sense. Like, why does the M have like 5 humps and then the N has
4.
like 4
It's-
humps?
It's the intro
Uh-huh.
and then the actual letter, and then it
And then
dips
the
out.
last little thing,
It
yeah.
doesn't like it's just yeah.
So it's
so I
the
draw my
intro
N's
into the
as
M, and then
M's.
the drop, drop, drop for M, and then it dips out.
Mm.
So the M has 4 humps, the N has 3.
Woot, 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 woot.
What
Crazy.
about like
Yeah.
someone mentioned like, well, do they even teach like analog clocks anymore? I'm like, I think they do that.
No.
They don't.
No.
They still do.
They
Yes,
do.
they do.
No.
Yeah.
They don't even have them in there anymore.
Hey.
Like it's all
Hey, they do
Where?
in schools.
they have the clocks. but they
Because
teach
The
them.
every
analog
single
clocks.
every single child that I talk to at the library, little ones, middle schoolers, what time is it? Analog clock right above my head.
I'm not saying the kids
Couldn't.
learn it. I'm saying they teach it.
Mm.
Mm.
Then it's the same thing with cursive. They maybe do it for like
No,
a week or two.
They don't
expect
teach
you to
cursive at
memorize
all
it.
anymore.
It's an analogy. It's an analogy. How they like don't emphasize it enough,
Yeah.
and then they're like, fine, don't need it.
Mm. I
get
feel
that.
like they didn't even emphasize it enough when I was in school. Like I remember doing analog clocks, but we didn't touch it for that long.
I remember doing it for a long time. I remember.
was
I can.
teaching
I
a
can
kid
picture
analog clocks today.
You don't see any. You said what you said.
No, I was teaching a kid analog clocks today.
Sure, you were, but like you're in a specialized department. Like I'm wondering public education.
Yeah, our department is based on public education, dude.
I know that, but you. Okay, I hear what everyone's saying here. Okay, my point is, I feel like there's a disconnect, and there's a separation there between
There
simple
is,
things
yes,
like that.
that I will agree on.
Jesus,
I'm just saying,
Christ,
I'm the only one that's
Christopher.
actually in the trenches right now, guys. That's all I'm saying.
Just trying to make a podcast, man.
I'm trying to help.
I remember learning analog clocks because they had the yellow ones with like the blue hand and the red hand or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, that's going to be ingrained.
That's
Locking
something
that-
I'm going to
that
use
in.
every day for the rest of my
That's
life.
gonna be a great.
Like mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Oh my gosh, the way that it's burned into my brain is
Burnt.
ridiculous.
Do you know anything else about the cell?
No.
Most people don't.
Photosynthesis.
Yep.
That's right.
What is photosynthesis?
Where the plant
Converts
drinks up the
Sunlight.
sun.
photons into
Oxygen,
sugar.
I mean, like,
sunlight,
On
oxygen,
a cellular
sunlight.
level, how does that work? Does anybody know?
It converts
Chloroplast?
it converts photons into sugar.
Anybody but Tim?
It converts photons to sugar.
How? How does it do that, Tim?
With the mitochondria.
Close. Ribosomes. Anyway, what I'm
These are
saying
familiar
is
names,
that
though.
we
Hearing
don't
these are
remember
like-
most of this stuff because it's not
No.
important to us.
Yeah.
None, not at all.
The U.S. American education system is based on everybody having generalized knowledge, and then they work it out of you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ooh, I hate that.
That's painful.
The only people that know all of this stuff to this day are the people that are teaching it.
yeah. Or like, I guess if you specialize in certain
If you specialize in that
departments.
field, you forget how to do tangent. You forget how to do sine, cosine, and tangent. Or you forget what year
Yeah, that's what
Gemstown
I'm
was
saying.
founded.
Like you
When you
memorize what
specialize
you
in
need.
one thing, you forget everything else.
Yeah.
Okay. So, next question. Things that you wish you were taught. So, maybe like a specific thing, like what to know before my 20s or whatever.
Mm.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to say I wish I was taught how to handle money
Financial
correctly.
literacy.
Pretty much everyone.
That's the number one
Mhm.
requested class.
Mm-hmm.
Credit and all.
Because graduating high school, like getting my first job, I didn't know what to do with that money. I just blew it.
Yeah.
And now, like, as I'm older, I still, like, taxes don't make sense. You know, bills and how to balance bills and, like, budget correctly.
Again, it's all by design.
Right. It's terrible.
It is
It's
all
so
by
terrible.
design.
Mm-hmm. So that's my top one, honestly.
Good one.
Oh, and cooking classes.
Home ec.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I never did that.
I did that.
I did that.
Oh, that's a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Jordan and I did it together.
We
Okay,
sure
maybe-
did.
Aw, really?
We sure
Yeah.
did.
Isn't that how
That was
y'all
how
met?
we like kind of. No,
We met in a class
at
before
church,
that.
but
There was another class we had.
That's so cool.
We were in 2.
Oh, okay. Well, it was just
Yeah.
me then that didn't take a cooking class, so never mind.
No, I didn't take one either.
Oh.
I probably should have, but I
they
didn't.
don't. I don't know if they really offer them that much anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Like, I think it's if you're going into that career, maybe.
Yeah. The Career Center's got all that. Well, at least
I don't
in
really
this
know.
Area. Probably Career Center took that over.
I had one in my head and then I forgot it. No.
Mine would have been money.
Yeah, I think I just agree with money. Like that was probably a good. I mean, like, I had a father that taught me a lot, but even then, like,
I
there's
wish they
things I
still did
wish
the
I knew.
driving. Oh,
Oh yeah,
Driver's
Sure.
ed in school.
yeah, that's a good
that'd
idea.
be a good idea.
hello?
Can you not hear us?
Frozen.
She froze.
I can hear Chris.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Very
Repeat
good.
what you said. So sorry.
We were just talking about driver's ed in school.
Oh, yeah.
Or how to take care of your car in school, too.
Yeah.
Simple
Oh,
That is
yes.
a course offered at Belton High School.
Yeah, it's not everywhere.
No.
Screw KISD.
I know the high school here, they actually give the freshmen, well, they had just recently changed it. The high school was just 10th through 12th grade, but they just recently added the freshmen in this year. But they give them like an opportunity to take their like real courses. I say that very loosely. So like math, science, etc. But they also can take like ceramics if they want to pursue that. They can try and get into like IT something or other, or they can practice like they can try out the mechanical
Yeah.
like class and stuff like that. And I'm like,
Belton
that is
ISD does
pretty
that
cool.
here, but KISD doesn't. That's why we had Tyler in Belton schools, so he had the most opportunity for success.
Dude, what about like
KISD?
farming?
FFA.
They definitely had that at Heights.
They did.
Yeah.
What was I
FFA.
doing with my life?
Dancing.
Like, what was that? Yeah, I was in dance. That's all I cared about.
I should have
That's
stayed in
crazy.
dance. I did dance my senior year.
Really?
Your life is a dance.
It is.
Yeah.
I
Dance is
still
fun.
can't dance.
Love dance. It's good for the bones.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing I would have preferred is probably like budgeting,
Financial
Or,
literacy would have been a great one.
walking through like college stuff,
Mm.
not just like, but I guess that's kind of what like Avid and stuff is for.
Yeah.
College prep, yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of just like, here, let's briefly about this. All right. We touched base
Right.
and that was it.
I
But I
think-
wish,
I think what they try to do for college is prepare just like the top 10%.
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
Because I feel like those classes are offered to only some kids. It's not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Avid, like,
it should be.
didn't you have to like apply to get into Avid?
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like, yeah. And you had to maintain like a certain GPA
Mhm.
I
or
did that
something.
in middle school. I applied for Avid, and then I realized I didn't want to do that. Because I
Bro.
applied for it after, or I learned what it was after I applied for it.
It's like,
I just
oh.
saw all the other smart kids doing it. I was like, I guess I'm applying for Avid. So like,
Yep.
I applied, and they were
Yeah.
like, all right, cool. So this is going to be your schedule. I was like, oh, that doesn't look
Sucks.
fun.
Right.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. That and like showing more options outside of college. Like
Yeah.
what else you can pursue. Like if you go to a trade school or like even just like a community college
Mhm.
or like
That's what I was going to
here's
say.
this
College
camp
Like a-
you can go to or
Yeah.
Like a, what do they call them?
Or even like
Trade-
starting
like
your
a
own
trade
business.
school class where it's like,
Mhm.
hey, we'll spend 2 weeks on plumbing, 2 weeks on mechanics,
Mm.
2 weeks on
Yes.
this, 2 weeks on that. So you get a feel for everything.
Yeah.
And if college isn't for you, now you have an idea of what might be for you.
Yeah.
That'd be a good idea. Or like a Renaissance class where it's like, hey, 2 weeks we'll spend on art, 2 weeks we'll spend on sculpture, 2 weeks we'll spend on music.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just kind of like, hey, if you're not suited to hard labor or if you're not suited to college labor, you can go into the arts and this gives you a taste of all of that. Like something like that.
yeah. I felt like our classes were very linear.
Mm.
Paint this, turn it in, call it a day.
Yep.
There was no exploration outside of that.
Yeah.
There was no just like sketching or oil or
And it got shut down
Sculpture
so
or-
fast.
yeah.
Like I took a class in high school for literally 4 weeks. It was art history. I was in AP art history. I thought it was going to be a blast. And 4 weeks later, they're like, nope, we're going to shut down this class. We're not doing this anymore. And then they put me in art 1, and I was like, I didn't want to draw. I wanted to learn about art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the second semester was supposed to be rock history.
Rocks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, not
That's another
rocks,
thing.
Rock music.
Rocks.
Yeah, my brain went to like geology.
No, literally, I was like, you study rocks.
That
'Cause
would've
that's
been
like- that's a
blast
cool
for me.
thing.
Yeah, no, I would have loved that.
Just to-
Like more fun
love
science
rocks.
outside of like basic chemistry and physics and general science.
Hated geography. Love geology.
yeah.
Slay. Okay.
Say-
What were your favorite school moments?
Mm.
We had a riot at my school once.
Shut up.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think it was junior year for me or senior year. I don't remember which.
Thought that was just a Tuesday at Ellison.
I was gonna say like, this was a. I can name
No.
off a few.
We had a few fights at Ellison, but there was like a full school riot where this cop got stabbed.
Oh, yeah, I didn't remember about that.
I watched it happen. Like this kid stabbed the cop in the back of the leg with some scissors and then took off running. And he was running around the school trying not to get caught. And like the teachers would like jump in front of him and he'd change direction and run back. And then he ran towards our AP.
Oh.
He did not
Oh.
know he was running towards our AP. At this point, I was on the bus. And everybody that was on the bus was like, go, just drive. We don't want to be here. It's going to get bad. And it got bad.
Mm.
The driver did not drive. We were still there just watching it all happen. And the kid ran around the corner. And as he came around the corner, our AP was right there and just punched him in the face.
Jeez.
This kid went horizontal before he dropped.
Jeez.
And then he just grabbed the kid and dragged him inside,
Yikes.
Up those steps?
up the steps.
Wait.
It was right where the
So-
ba-
'cause
where the
this was
band
in the
hall
bus
lets out.
loop.
Yeah, right in front of the bus loop where the band hall lets out. The AP was coming down the stairs from the admin office, and he was coming from the band hall area. And right at that corner,
Oh my
Jeez.
God.
Wow.
Yeah, those are
And
some
our
hefty
AP
steps.
was not a small man. Like, he was short, but he was not small.
He was hefty.
He was
hefty,
buff.
hefty.
like if Mr. Clean were 5'7".
Jeez. My
That's
Lord.
beautiful.
So that kid went horizontal and then fell.
Was the cop okay?
Eventually,
That's crazy.
he lived.
He lived. He survived. No disease.
That makes me think of.
What?
Hello?
Yeah.
I was going to say another Ellison story. When I was a freshman, also, you know what I miss? Portables. Those are
Portables.
awesome. I don't know. They were just like, I love
What?
the fact of being able to like go outside during the school day and like see the sunshine.
Harley, you could do that at
lunch.
any point.
No, not if all of your classes are inside.
You can still go outside. They're not keeping
No.
you there.
Yeah,
They
were.
are. They were.
Those hallways were too packed to
It
go
was like
outside.
what? 3 minutes to
that's
get to
probably our
class.
fault. It was 6.
I just
6
the only thing I remember
minutes?
about
That was
portables
the
is the
fastest
AC
6
not
minutes
working
ever.
in them.
We had like 5 minutes or
Yeah.
less than.
Yeah,
5.
there's no way it was 6.
Well, we had 6 minutes.
I remember when we couldn't wear headphones in the hallways.
Yeah, now kids just walk around with their
That was
headphones.
a
No.
normal thing for us, I think.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to even have electronics.
No.
Yeah.
Couldn't wear hoods.
Like, you couldn't
Couldn't
have your
wear
phone in the hallway when we
Yeah.
were in school.
It's much more normal now.
Yeah.
Kids just walk
Well,
around.
yeah.
I feel like teachers at this point in life are just like, fine, just
Because it's like,
okay, just go to
what's-
class.
yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
Like they don't really care to put the effort in to stop it.
Right.
My freshman year, it was out in the portables because I was in my geography class, and it was in the morning because it was the first period of the day. There was a kid who
I know what you
booked it, and Jordan and Chris, you probably know, like, you know, the like back of Ellison where all like the softball and baseball, like
Yeah, between the
Why do I feel like
cafeteria
I
and
know
the
what you're about
baseball
to
field.
say?
not like the street or anything, but you know the big lights
Yep.
that shine on like the softball field and the practice field and
Yep.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There was a kid
Yep.
who climbed up it
Yep.
and just marinated there all of first period.
All of first period.
We couldn't leave.
Nobody could move.
And I don't even remember if I don't think he was threatening to jump.
He just wanted to go up there.
Stop.
What?
Seriously.
That's it.
I don't think he had
Yeah.
any like suicidal issues. Like he was
Yeah.
just, I'm gonna climb this pole today. And you guys,
Good day.
literally,
Yeah. And then
nobody
we had
could
to
do
like
anything.
get,
That's really funny.
Yeah.
we had to wait. Our first period got extended into like second period.
Yep.
And then they finally got him down.
Yeah.
We were all looking through the blinds
Yes.
of the portables.
Yeah.
And then my geography teacher was like, "Go sit down."
Yeah.
But
Our teacher.
Yeah.
was
I'm not
like,
surprised at all.
I just wanted a better view.
There was always
I-
something. There
Yeah.
was always something at Ellison.
and then the other kid, I think it was my junior year, so you've been a senior. The kid who jumped from the second floor
yeah. I remember
Yeah.
seeing the. Actually,
Are
no,
they
I was
okay?
by the
there.
elevator.
I was gonna say. I
You
thought
said
I-
what?
I think I was there.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw a video. I was gonna say I think
Like
I
he
saw a video.
jumped inside from the second floor to the bottom floor.
No. He jumped, like, you know where the library is?
Yeah.
Like all those glass windows. And there's like that little caddy corner that takes you up to the main stairwell
By
and
the
like
elevator.
right around the elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He jumped in that, like, down onto
on
the
the inside part
inside part.
from the second floor over the edge of the balcony, but it's still inside the building.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Just he was like, all right, and
It was just
booked it down
crazy.
there.
I'm out.
And he was fine.
There's
He
this,
didn't even hurt himself.
It's
Yeah.
one
Nothing.
floor. That's not a big deal.
You could
Yeah.
sprain an ankle,
Yeah, but you're not gonna die.
snap a knee.
Do you, Harley? Do you? Okay, this is my last one. Harley, do you remember the day that kid slammed that like pretty heavy set cop? Like it was this big thing, like that happened. They were fighting, and he tried to split it up, and he literally picked the cop up.
Oh my god.
Yes.
So
Because I remember, it wasn't the one where he, like, they were fighting, so he took his shirt off and they were just going ham
Yes,
on
yes.
each other.
Yes.
Also, What is it with high school boys and taking their shirts off?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like
It makes them
makes
stronger.
them stronger.
Okay. I got
It's
one.
like Popeye with spinach.
It's like when I wear my light up shoes, I'm faster.
Yeah, that's
Okay, I got one last one. We should probably move on. But Chris, do you remember middle school? You remember when I can't remember who it was, but there was a small fight going on, and it was like how like in our middle school, it's like these like really long hallways for each grade, and these kids get into a fight. Everyone's kind of watching in the middle of it all, but then one of them decides to try to run off. And I can't remember if it was an AP or someone, but they caught them as they were trying to run away, like right across the hallway. And the dude, I don't know how he didn't get fired for this, but just totally basically clotheslined this kid and just slammed him on the ground like that. And we were just like, oh, fuck. Like, what is going on here? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
Well, I do.
I believe you 100% because I remember people talking about it, and I know I was there that day.
We were all there.
I know I watched it happen. But again, the trauma just,
Yeah.
most of my life, I just don't remember.
Yeah.
Which is
I don't
a
think-
blessing and a curse.
Tiara and I went to middle school together, but I don't think there was anything like crazy that I recall.
Nah, middle school was pretty chill, dude. We were in band. We were in dance. That's about it.
Patterson. There was always fights.
Really?
Always.
The rich kids?
Always.
Right.
What are y'all fighting over? Louis Vuittons? Gucci?
No.
My dad makes more money than your dad.
Stupid stuff.
Uh,
There's more like weave getting ripped out.
Weave?
Cafeteria.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Remind me to tell y'all a story about that after we're done.
All right, let's
Okay.
move on.
Okay.
what a time. The public school system.
Trash.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we're going to take a little break, and then we'll be back
All right.
and wrap up this episode. And we're back.
Hey, hey.
Did you enjoy that little break?
Are we still doing commercials? Is that a thing?
Hey, sort of. Do you listen to the episodes?
No.
No, you don't.
I'm kidding. I listen to every single one, Tim. Look through my Spotify. They all say played. I listen to them.
Just ask Janelle.
I got beef with you today, man.
I just also like to bring up the fact that we're not getting paid for any of this.
Oh, yeah. That's fine.
That's
This
what
is-
you call a hobby.
It is. And I enjoy my hobby, so I'm not complaining at all. I enjoy this very much.
Yes.
Well, I live
Okay.
in America where we have to turn
Oh.
every hobby into a side hustle. So
True. True.
Yeah.
If it happens, it happens. Let's move on.
We are going to move into a fun little segment that we like to call Fan Questions.
Questions.
Baller. I was rocking out over here. Okay, so this is the part of the show where we answer your questions. We have an influx, but we need more. So don't hesitate
we
to
always
give
need
us more.
Yeah.
Always
So-
more.
The always more.
Always more questions and meaningful conversations and deeper understanding.
Nice.
Thank
like-
you,
I
thank
like what
you,
you did
thank you, thank you. Okay, so we got a phone number, a little tele number. It's a voicemail, and you can just call it and or not, and then just breathe, and then we'll be like, good question. That's how I feel about this. The number is Tim. Would you like to read it off?
254-218-4042.
Chris, what is that number?
254-218-4042.
Beautiful. Our first question is from Shane. And Shane asked, favorite movies to watch as a family?
Saw 7.
Okay.
Yo.
I'm just kidding. I've never seen that.
That's the worst in all of them.
I've never seen it.
I don't know. I think Ratatouille is kind of fun as a family.
Ooh.
We like classic Disney movies because it keeps Ellie a little more relaxed. The higher the resolution and the animation, the more energetic she gets watching it.
Mm.
So if we watch like Cinderella from like the 40s,
Yeah.
Snow White's a great one.
I loved Moana. I'll watch that by
Moana's
myself.
great.
Good one.
Yeah, Moana's great. Why are they all Disney movies?
Because that's like,
Top tier.
remember,
Oh, but,
you know what?
but
it's a
but,
family, Chris, not a cult.
Hey,
Oh,
All right.
what is the mouse? The mouse. Detective.
Mickey.
No,
Great Mouse Detective.
Detective. Stuart
no,
Little?
not that one.
That's
The one you go to Australia.
The Rescuers.
Rescuers.
Oh.
I guess they weren't really detectives. They were.
They were rescuers.
Yeah.
They weren't detectives at all.
Well, okay.
All dogs go to heaven.
Aw.
It hurts, but it's good.
It hurts, but it's good.
One of our favorites to watch as a family, and I did not think it would be because my daughter is all things sunshine. She loves Coraline.
Oh, yeah.
Stop it.
We
Who
watch
doesn't?
Coraline as a family all the time.
It's a dope one.
Beautiful.
Love Coraline. Brother Bear. We talked about it earlier, and I forgot that was one of my favorite movies to watch growing up.
Yeah.
So, Brother Bear.
Take a look through my eyes.
Made me emotional.
Phil Collins went pretty hard on that
Yeah,
one too.
he went
When did he
crazy.
not?
Bro, did you know that Phil Collins performed at the Super Bowl?
He did, or he's going to.
He did.
Yeah.
At the last one?
No.
No.
It was
I
way
was like,
back.
with
No.
Usher?
That was Ursher.
Yeah, he was in the back.
I don't remember that.
I feel like
Luda.
probably I was too young to know this, but I just was looking at all the Super Bowls and I was like, dude, Phil Collins, like, I would have paid to go see that. For real. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Anyways.
Bubble, 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 bubble.
You'll be in my heart.
He wrote that song for his daughter.
Tarzan?
No!
I want you
Baller.
to know I sing that song to Ellie every night when I take her to bed. Especially if she like falls asleep on the couch and I have to like scoop her up and carry her to bed. Come stop your crying, it'll be all right. And she just wraps
Parenting.
her little sleepy arm around me. And it's
Aw.
the sweetest.
Stop
So
it.
CB. So CB Bean. Yeah, I think that's really it. I'm trying to think of others.
I think that's all I got.
Nope. Take it or leave it. Oh.
Yeah, that's all.
Encanto.
Oh, that's a good one.
Good one.
Encanto's good.
Slay.
That's all I got.
Okay, next question.
Slay.
Alex asked, flying cars or tube transportation, like from Futurama?
Tube transportation, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Okay,
Guys, think about this. You don't have
No.
to wait.
but hear me out.
There's no car accidents.
Hear me out.
Mm.
Someone throws up in the tube.
Ew, ew, ew.
I'm saying flying
Absolutely
cars.
not.
100%
No, you're not
flying
understanding
cars.
how these things are working. There's some kind of suction going on. The throw up goes with you.
Ew. So it falls on you when you land.
Yuck.
Hey, go to a bank where they have those pneumatic tubes and just put a yogurt in there. See what happens. See what happens. The suction is not going to get all of it.
Look, if there's
Also-
if it's that futuristic where you can
Also-
suck up a human body, I'm pretty sure it can suck up some vomit.
Okay,
Mm.
somebody behind you on the tube throws up
Mm.
Yeah.
It goes with you.
at a
But, like, at the
faster
Same
rate.
speed?
trajectory. It's like
It-
when
no,
you,
it
it's like
goes at
if
a
you throw up in a
faster rate.
car, you're in that same
Tim.
volume of space and time.
The-
It's being carried with you.
The vomit goes at a faster rate because it weighs less. It goes at a faster rate.
It's not. No, there's no air.
It will
There's no
catch
So then
air
it goes
current
ahead
away
of
from
you.
it. It's being pulled at the same.
It's being
rate.
pulled towards you because the person behind you throws up and it goes forward faster than that person.
Why would
catching
it?
up to you, hitting you at the bottom
Why
of
would
your
it go
feet
faster?
and running all the way up your body
Why would it go faster?
because it weighs less.
There's no. The only reason that would matter is if there's any air resistance. And
No.
there's not.
It's all air resistance. That's
There's
what's
no
making
air
you
resistance.
lift.
It's being vacuumed.
Tim, do you know what a vacuum does?
I know what a vacuum is, Christopher.
You'll be in my heart.
Okay, trust me then when I say this. If you put yogurt in a pneumatic tube, which is what those are, it smears over everything. If there's an
Like-
empty envelope versus an envelope full of coins that you're putting in that tube, the empty envelope gets there faster
Look, Chris,
because it's the same amount of pressure pushing forward, but if it has to move more weight, it goes slower.
just be cool, man.
If somebody
Just
throws
be
up
cool.
behind you, you are getting hit
Just
with
don't
vomit.
throw up on the tube.
It's just a rule, man.
Have you met people? You can't control that. They're going to throw up on the tube.
Yeah, like think about water slides. How many times does a water slide close because somebody puked? People just can't control their liquids.
This is true.
Then
Especially
they
when they're
shouldn't get
surrounded
on
by
those
other
things.
liquids. They
Yeah.
should not, but they do
They do it anyways.
They
because
do.
they don't care about other people.
They don't.
Heathens.
I don't care about you or your safety. I'm going to use my diarrhea booty hole to get on this water slide.
No, literally. Ew.
Everything will be fine. And if it's not, at least I had fun.
Yep.
Let's set them ablaze.
Gosh.
We're not
No?
ready as a
All right,
country
fine. We
for
can move
tubes.
on.
Okay.
Jeez,
We're not ready for tubes.
I'm going to say
tired of
flying
this.
cars because I've
No.
always wanted to fly a tiny plane. And so I think
Wow.
flying cars would be really lit.
What do you call it?
Flying cars, 100%.
Wow.
Yeah, I changed my answer. Sorry, Tim.
I said flying.
Flying
Sorry,
cars.
Tim.
You're alone on
Rip.
this.
I'd probably still stay on the ground because I'd be scared, but you know.
She's just
Just
hovering
hover.
like 2
I-
feet above the ground.
I mean, nobody's down there. They're all flying. So
I can only think of that scene in Talladega Nights where Ricky Bobby's driving after his accident. He's like, this is the greatest day of my life. And he's going 26 miles an hour. And then everybody zooms past him. He's like, what? What was that? Are those the other cars?
okay, that's all we're gonna do for that. We'll save some for our next
All
episode.
right, fine.
All right.
But now we get to move on to a cute little. Well, I don't think that's the right word. A niche little set.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh, I pressed
Called-
the button on accident. Sorry, guys. I don't know which one we're doing, actually. We didn't actually specify which one of these are. So
Shower
this is
thoughts.
shower thoughts, I guess. Shower thoughts with Chris and Jordan.
Is there? Oh,
Yeah, go for it, Jordan.
okay. I thought there was some cool intro song. Sorry.
He'll put it in post
All
production.
right,
I
cool.
messed up.
Who's
We're
first?
moving forward.
No.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Sorry. Hold on. Let me get
Never mind. I guess I'll go.
Okay. Art. This is a shower thought. Art made by artificial intelligence could destroy life as we know it.
Mm.
Show your work.
So, is a shower thought like a shower? Like, is this like an interesting fact that I have to like kind of deep dive in?
No,
or-
it's just your
No,
thoughts.
just something you thought about.
Like, yeah, but,
it's
but
something
how?
I think
Why?
about too, especially I say in my field at least, with just the things that are just slightly being added on with the different Photoshop things. It's like, you know, like how you just hear things like with people like in the recent years, like you can't believe everything that you're seeing on the internet.
It's like real now.
It's super real now. Like it was like, yeah, like people can portray a certain way, like, oh yeah, I'm always on vacation, like on Instagram and all these different things, or I'm doing this 24/7, I'm doing this, I'm here. No, like people can really like snap of a finger. I want to be in Miami, I want to be in space, and it looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's even getting to the point where it got into the writer's strike with, you
Oh,
know, the
yeah.
actors, you know, using their image and likeness and not getting paid. But just even on art as a whole, what do y'all think? Do you guys think?
Not even just art. Think about like, okay, you can
That's
make
the
the
question.
president do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It's what I'm
The
saying.
deep fakes.
The deep
Yeah.
fakes are getting bad.
Those are terrifying.
Do you think art made it by a machine is still art?
Only in the sense that it requires interpretation. And so I don't know if you can call the artist in that instance well, I don't know. It really, I mean, I guess no matter what, it's still art just because it requires interpretation for what it is. But I don't know if you would qualify that as human art or like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
I think it's still art because it is being intelligently designed, even if that intelligence is artificial. It's not something that we would have come up with. It's not going to be an exact thing that somebody else could come up with.
Yeah.
And it is an interpretation of whatever input is given to it. So it's art.
Yeah.
It's just not art as we know it.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Tara? She has no thoughts.
I don't. I agree with what Chris said though.
Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of on the same page, but that's my shower.
It
thought.
is scary, though.
It is scary.
Chris, what the hell are you about to say next? What is your shower thought? I've been dying to hear it.
It's gonna sound weird, but
When
hear
does
me
it
out.
not?
Guys,
me out,
I cannot
guys.
wait for y'all to hear this.
Hear me out. You guys know what a stoat is?
No.
They're
Oh,
ferrets, guys.
They're not ferrets. They're like tiny land weasels.
Just they're ferrets.
They're not ferrets. They're stoats. And theoretically, if I had 2 stoats, one male, one female, I could become a millionaire essentially.
Huh?
So
They just breed like rabbits because they're ferrets.
they breed more intensely than rabbits because the female stoat is literally always in heat or pregnant.
Oh my God.
They have massive litters. The cool thing about stoats is if they feel like the baby is unsafe, or like if they're in the woods and it's going to be a particularly harsh winter, the female stoat can actually reabsorb the egg.
Wow.
So it's like, no, I'm not going to be pregnant right now. Baby egg back in my belly. And she's no longer pregnant. But like, they breed so fast that not only would I never want for another pet because I'd always have at least one, you know? But I could sell them and just make a ton of money because they are cute as hell.
Do they stay cute
They look like tiny otters
forever?
forever.
Look, you Google a picture and you're going to see a ferret. Like, I'm just letting you know here, guys. This is what this is. It's a smaller ferret.
It's not a ferret. It's a stoat. STOAT.
Everyone Google
You know what-
and then come tell
you know
me.
what my problem is with this? Is the fact that he put in the notes, stoats are a thing.
They are.
Not the fact that, like, oh, having a stoat would be a really good animal to have or a great business investment. You put it as
Bro, they're just
a
funny.
They
thing.
exist.
They exist. And I didn't know that, so that's great. I learned that they are in fact a thing. But that's not where I thought this was going to go. I thought this was some random, like, God knows what, honestly.
God
Who knows when it
knows
comes
what.
to you sometimes.
Well, we learned. We learned.
We do be learning on this app. Oh, app.
On
I
this
have to go to
pod.
bed.
It is time.
Good
It is
night.
it's time anyway. So I mean, it's a good way to end it. Stoats and all.
I want a
Stoats
stoat.
and all.
No.
Yeah.
What I want to do is get a giant river otter because those are like 6-foot otters,
Okay.
and also a stoat because those are like 6-inch otters,
Where are you keeping these things?
and just see if they'll like be friends.
God.
If the big one's like, you're a little me, and I like that, or if the little one's like, one day I'm gonna grow up big and strong like you, and just see like what their interaction would be like.
Gosh.
Pretty legit.
I think it'd be
Very
adorable.
legit.
Look, man, these are shower thoughts. They're allowed to be whatever I want them to be. Okay.
Agreed.
I'm saying you can go to the pet store right now and basically get a stoat.
It's not the same thing. Also, ferrets bite eyes.
What do you think stoats do? Do you think they just have like natural like just nature in them to like not bite humans because they're cute?
Yes, that's absolutely
Harley,
what I
let's wrap
think.
this show up, man. I'm
All
tired
right,
of this guy today.
Okay, Chris, that was really brave of you. Thank you for sharing.
Look, submissive
Heart.
stoats express their status by avoiding higher-ranking animals. Meaning,
Spotify
if
has
I-
a feature.
Close, Chris.
It allows you to rate the pod. So go ahead. I mean, this is probably any podcast app. Give us a rating just for the stoats. Give us a 5.
and
Just for the stoats.
if you're not a fan of stoats, don't rate us on this episode.
Okay.
Right.
Find our highest rated episode and listen to that one and rate us based on that one.
Right.
Yes.
Are there any other thoughts?
No.
Not
Okay.
at all.
That's
Brain is
go
empty.
read some more, guys.
Not a
Go
Yeah.
read
single thought
more.
in my head.
No.
Read a clock,
There you go.
and we'll touch base next time.
Yes. How long did it take you to get the accurate time?
Yeah.
obviously, thank you all so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Genuinely, I hope you did. It has been a whirlwind. Oh, what?
A whirlwind.
Good night. Good night. Thank you. And don't forget to follow us on social media platforms, all of the things, at Always More Pod. Tim, where can we find you?
You can find me on all the social media stuff at Tim Liechty. It's Liechty.
Chris?
I'm on Instagram as Captain_CT Ford, and on TikTok is Christopher.Lionheart.
You can find me on Instagram at WhatHarley, WUT Harley, and on the Clock app at harleybean.co. Tiara?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at tiara.niqelle.
Slay.
You can find me everywhere at Jordan CRTV.
All right, friends, that's us all. Everybody do this wave. That open hand. Bye.
Bye.
See you next time.
Stoats.
Stoats.